you over 40 and have you noticed that your body doesn't respond like it used to? Do you wake up tired, even after a good night's sleep? Do you notice you're losing strength and firmness, even while trying to take care of yourself? Do you feel that post-workout or post-heavy routine recovery has become slow and painful? Do you look in the mirror and notice your arms, your legs getting thinner, and your belly getting bigger? Are you afraid of reaching your 50s and 60s with less autonomy, less energy, and more limitations? This is exactly where the supplement we are offering comes in. A formula of essential amino acids designed to support the preservation and rebuilding of muscle mass, something that tends to become more difficult as the years go by. The proposition is simple and direct: to provide the body with the strategic raw material to help maintain lean mass, improve recovery, and sustain performance and energy in daily life. Welcome to the Vital Age Wellness.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're unpacking a stack of sources focused on something that I think we all worry about. That slow, kind of insidious loss of muscle, of strength, as we get older.
It's a huge concern, yeah. And what we found here really challenges the conventional wisdom about how to fight it.
It really does.
The sources, they start with a pretty stark picture. By the time the average person reaches their late 60s, maybe 70s, they've lost roughly 30% of their muscle mass.
30%. That's a massive number. And it's not just about, being able to lift heavy things.
Not at all. That decline hits your metabolism, your energy, even how fast you recover from a cold. It really impacts your long-term independence and your bone density, too.
Exactly. And the usual advice is always just eat more protein. But the core idea in these sources is that the fix isn't about more volume. It's about demanding more efficiency.
Right. It suggests that if you really want to reverse that slide, you have to focus on how effectively your body uses the protein, not just how many grams you can cram in.
It's a total shift in focus. It's moving away from that blunt metric of grams and calories to something much more precise.
Biological utilization. The idea that your body treats different protein sources completely, differently.
Okay, let's unpack this. We're diving deep into the claims around a specific blend of essential amino acids. It's labeled advanced amino formula in the material. And we're going to look at the metric that supposedly backs it all up: protein utilization. We'll start with why our traditional diets might be failing us. Then we'll define this surprising metric. And finally, see if the solution they propose actually holds up.
To really get it, we have to start with just how much work protein does in the body. I mean, we all think muscles, right?
But muscle fuel.
But it's so much more. It's the ultimate foundational material. Yes, muscles, bones, skin, hair, but it also makes the connective tissue that literally holds your joints together.
And it's a critical signaling system, too.
Precisely. We're talking about hormones, which regulate, almost everything. We're talking about immune cells, your antibodies that fight infection. All the enzymes you need for metabolism.
Even brain chemicals.
Even your brain chemicals. The neurotransmitters that control your mood, your focus, your sleep. They're all built from amino acids.
So a protein deficiency isn't just weak muscles. It could show up as brain fog or getting sick all the time.
It could be any of those things. The stakes are much, much higher than just what you can do at the gym.
Okay. So when we eat something like a steak or fish,
your digestive system has to go to work. It has to break down those huge protein structures into their component parts.
amino acids.
The amino acids. Those get absorbed into the bloodstream, and then they're ready to be rebuilt into whatever new proteins your body needs.
That's the textbook version. But the sources we're looking at say that for a lot of people, that process is breaking down. They call it the dietary protein trap.
And that trap has three main parts that lead to losing muscle as we age. The first one is obvious.
You're just not eating enough protein.
Right. The second is eating the wrong sources, ones that lack the right balance. But the third one, that's the most insidious. It's the failure to digest protein properly in the first place.
What's driving that, though? I mean, your body should be able to process a piece of chicken.
The sources point to two things that decline with age: stomach acid and the production of digestive enzymes. And that's where this vicious cycle kicks in. If you're already a bit low on protein, your body might not be able to produce enough digestive enzymes because the enzymes themselves are made of protein.
Oh, wow. So the less protein you absorb, the worse you get at absorbing the next meal.
It's a complete downward spiral. You could be so diligent eating all the right things, but if your body can't break it down, a huge chunk of that meal is just wasted. or worse.
That is deeply frustrating.
It is, and that leads right to the core idea they propose. Now, what if you could just bypass that whole messy digestive process? By taking the individual amino acids orally, in their free, kind of pre-digested form, they go straight into the bloodstream. You completely skip the step where low stomach acid or a lack of enzymes could cause a problem.
Okay, that makes sense for absorption, but this is where we get to that measurement tool. What exactly is protein utilization, or PU?
PU is the key metric. It's what separates the usable building blocks from what becomes metabolic waste. And it all comes down to nitrogen.
Nitrogen.
Amino acids contain nitrogen. When your body successfully uses an amino to build, say, a muscle fiber or an enzyme, that nitrogen stays in your body. But if that amino gets converted into sugar for energy instead, the nitrogen is released and you excrete it in your urine.
So PU is just measuring the percentage of amino acids that are actually used for building things by tracking how much nitrogen isn't wasted.
Exactly. A PU of 100% means zero nitrogen waste. Every single molecule was used efficiently.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because the numbers cited for common protein sources, they're just shockingly low. It flies in the face of everything you hear about high-protein diets.
Let's run through them. The highest natural source, designed by nature for pure growth, is human breast milk. It comes in at a PU of 49%.
Wait, only 49%? Even the most biologically perfect food is still wasting half the protein.
According to this metric, yes. Next up, whole eggs. A nutritional gold standard, they hit about 47%. But, and this is a critical point in the sources, if you take out the yolk.
The egg white omelet.
Right. You remove the yolk, which has the essential amino acid methionine, and the PU plummets to just 17%.
17%. Hold on. That means for those pure protein egg white omelets, 83% of it is essentially turning into sugar or waste.
That's the implication. It just highlights how critical balance is. When you look at meat, poultry, fish, they all land at around 32%.
Better, but still 2/3 is not being used to build muscle.
Exactly. And here's the one that I think will surprise people the most. Protein powders.
The gym staples.
Whey, soy, dairy protein shakes. The research cited claims they have a protein utilization of only 17%.
Wow, so 83% of that expensive supplement people rely on is, according to this, just becoming sugar.
That's the claim. They also mentioned spirulina, which is often sold as a superfood. Its PU is somewhere between 0 and 6%. Basically useless for rebuilding the body.
Okay, so if meat has all the building blocks, why only 32%? Why is the balance so important?
It's what they call the law of the minimum. You need all 8 of the essential amino acids, the EAAs, from your diet because your body can't make them. If you're building a new protein and you run out of just one of them, the whole assembly line just stops.
This is where their bicycle factory analogy is just perfect.
It really is. Imagine your body as a factory building bicycles. You've got tons of handlebars, seats, frames. Those are most of your amino acids. But you only have one single pair of tires.
The limiting amino acid.
That's your limiting EAA. Doesn't matter how many extra frames or seats you have, you can only build one bike.
And all those leftover parts, the other aminos, just get thrown out.
Or, in the body's case, converted to sugar. And that's why meat only hits 32%. All the parts are there, but not in that perfect synchronized ratio for maximum production.
Which brings us to the main claim. The solution is to take those 8 EAAs in the exact right balance, mathematically designed to eliminate that limiting factor. And the sources claim that their specific product, the advanced amino formula, has been tested and achieved a protein utilization of 99%.
It's a claim of near perfect efficiency. Only 1% is wasted compared to, 68% or 83% from those other sources.
Now, this led me to a question. You always hear there are 9 essential amino acids, but this formula only has 8. Why did they leave out histidine?
Right. This is where they claim the formulation is advanced. They argue histidine is what's called conditionally essential. So if you give the body a perfectly balanced supply of the other 8, it can actually manufacture all the histidine it needs on the spot.
So it's not missing, it's that the body can make it if it has the right tools.
That's the idea. They say blood levels of histidine actually rise within an hour of taking the formula. And they apply the same logic to arginine, which people sometimes lump in there too.
That's fascinating, and there's nothing that makes a technical concept like this land better than a real-world story. We have to talk about Robert.
Yes, Robert's story is really compelling. He was a 70-year-old guy, considered himself a health nut, but despite everything he was doing, he was losing muscle. And worse, he had this chronic hamstring injury that just wouldn't heal.
He was stuck in that dietary protein trap.
Exactly. Eating well, but not getting the building blocks he needed. The sources claim that within just 4 weeks of switching to this amino acid approach, his chronic hamstring injury completely healed.
4 weeks.
And in that same month, he put on a claimed 12 pounds of lean body mass without changing anything else about his lifestyle.
12 pounds of muscle at age 70 while healing a chronic injury. That's a massive biological turnaround. It suggests his body was just starved for the right materials.
It really does. And the claimed benefits in the sources go way beyond just muscle. They talk about improving the body's entire structural integrity.
Let's talk about some of those. The endurance case study was just incredible.
Oh, the 51-year-old female athlete. She hiked 341 miles across a desert, the Taklamakan Desert.
Brutal conditions.
Brutal conditions, heavy pack. And critically, she relied on these amino tablets as her only source of protein for the whole trip.
The expectation would be she'd waste away, but that's not what happened.
No. She reportedly increased her lean body mass during the hike. Her doctors documented better cardiorespiratory function, more red blood cells. Her body got stronger under extreme stress.
And there was the anecdote about the professional cyclists, too.
Yes, that they remained injury-free during these long, grueling races after they started taking the aminos. It suggests the body is doing recovery and maintenance in real time when it has efficient materials.
And then there's the collagen link, which is so important for aging.
Absolutely. Bones aren't just minerals. They're minerals held in a collagen matrix. If that matrix is weak, minerals can leach out. Good protein utilization strengthens that scaffolding.
Which means stronger bones, but also has those aesthetic benefits.
For sure. Younger looking skin, stronger hair. It all comes back to having the building blocks for robust collagen production.
The sources also connected all back to mood, immunity, and even gut health.
Because again, those things are all made of protein. Neurotransmitters for mood, antibodies for your immune system, the lining of your gut. If you give the body what it needs, the benefits are systemic.
We pulled some great quotes from users. Jackie said it felt like her muscles are waking up and working.
That's a great way to put it. And Edmund R., at age 68, said he was developing biceps and forearms for the first time, even though he'd been working out for years with no results.
It wasn't a lack of effort, it was a lack of materials.
Exactly. And Bobby H's story, too. After 2 hip replacements, she had this constant, uncomfortable popping and clicking. She said that stopped. And she also mentioned a loose teeth feeling went away, which points to stronger bone and collagen in the jaw.
That's powerful. And we have to mention Larry M., who was 68. He said that before, any muscle gains he made would just disappear in a day. Now, they stick.
And he made a really important point. He said he got approval from his nephrologist, his kidney doctor, before starting. That's a key detail for anyone worried about protein and kidney health.
That is a very important detail because the claim isn't about massive protein volume, which can be hard on the kidneys, but about high efficiency.
Precisely. If only 1% is waste, the burden on the kidneys to filter out all that nitrogen is minimal compared to filtering out, 68% or 83% from other sources.
Okay, before we wrap up, we have to provide the context and quality control details, especially since the material is about a specific product. We need to give you the full picture.
Transparency is key. It's important to state that Dr. Frank Schallenberger, who formulated the product, is compensated by the company. And, like with all supplements, these statements haven't been evaluated by the FDA. The product isn't intended to diagnose or cure any disease.
Right. And on the quality side, the sources list some pretty rigorous assurances. It's 100% vegan, free of all major allergens, gluten, wheat, corn, soy, dairy, all of it. No GMOs, no preservatives, just pure amino acids.
And the manufacturing is GMP certified, which means good manufacturing practices. They also claim they do rigorous testing for purity and to make sure the tablets dissolve correctly.
And they seem pretty confident in the product based on their guarantee.
Very. They offer what they call a down-to-the-last-pill 90-day money-back guarantee. They say they'll refund everything, including the original shipping. The customer just pays for the return shipping. That's a high level of confidence.
So what does this all mean? The central takeaway from this deep dive seems to be this. When your goal is protein synthesis, rebuilding muscle, bone, tissue, the efficiency of the building blocks, that protein utilization number matters way, way more than the sheer volume of protein you eat.
And that leaves you with a really profound question. It's about the hidden metabolic cost of all this inefficiency. If you're eating that tuna sandwich at 32% PU or drinking that whey shake at 17%, think about how much extra work your body has to do every single day just to process and get rid of the 68 to 83% of wasted nitrogen. It makes you reconsider not just what you eat, but the total burden you're placing on your system.